I think there may be a Q&A session afterwards. I want to note that I have some more colleagues in the room with me, so depending on what questions are, we may have more people answering your questions. So we are obviously very proud of the day today. Big day for Medicover, big day for Maxcure to announce this partnership. India is undoubtedly Medicover's new core strategic geography or expansion. It was mentioned that about a year and a half ago, or slightly less than a year and a half ago, we were in Delhi and announcing the launch of our fertility business, where our fertility leadership sits here. That has gone very well for us. Very pleased with that rollout. And if anything, we're more ambitious today than we were a year and a half ago on that side. We had the pleasure and privilege to meet Dr. Anil and his team and Hari, and have had, I think, a very constructive period of getting to know each other leading up to this start, or at least a public start of our relationship. So we look very much forward to that. Medicover is a growth company. Here in India, things tend to grow quite fast. So when you come from Europe, everything is not growing so fast. So some of the numbers here is quite mind-boggling for Europeans. Now, Medicover actually represents a European company that has also grown very strongly. We have been around for 22 years, you heard. Over the past 10 years, we have seven-folded the business. We've had more than 20% compounded revenue growth over the past 10 years. So we got up to around $600 million last year in group revenue. Very importantly, the vast majority of our growth has been organic over the history, and that's really a reflection of us opening up a large volume of new facilities and new care facilities, and really pioneering and transforming the change of healthcare delivery in many parts of Europe. We successfully concluded an IPO during the spring on the Nasdaq Stockholm Stock Exchange. That was, of course, also a big event for us. We raised some $250 million of new capital, all for growth. So we are certainly capitalized well for supporting Maxcure in terms of the endeavors to grow here in India. We are just short of 15,000 people employed in the group, the vast majority being medical professionals, of course. That actually makes us the largest private sector employer of qualified medical people in Central Europe. Very proud to say that approximately 80% of our employees are women. So when it comes to gender diversity, I think you will find few organizations that have that strength that we do. Some 70% of our people have a university degree or two. So it's a very well-educated workforce. We are certainly committed to talent development. With the growth rates we have at home, and I'm sure it's going to be very similar here, the most significant business challenge is to recruit and attract sufficient numbers of quality people. And hence we put a lot of efforts into talent development, building a corporate culture, and I think that is one of the things where we have felt a lot of similarities with Maxcure and the team in terms of the importance of building a culture around the medical professionals and actually being around for our patients first and foremost. And if we do that well, certainly customers will come and they will stay with us. We have strong healthcare leadership with quality and patient focus. I can take the opportunity as we have our Chief Medical Officer, Andrew Valence-Owen, is sitting here. So looking at him, I take the opportunity to illustrate our medical leadership with Andrew. Andrew has had a 20-something year stint with Bupa, that I think all of you recognize that name in the same kind of role, and also had the senior positions in the British Medical Association. So I think that gives a good illustration of the level of medical and healthcare leadership we have in our group. So overall, we are very excited to be here. Medicover is in India to stay. You heard that from Fredrik, our chairman. The family has been with Medicover since day one. They have always been the dominant shareholder. They have never taken out any money out of the company. They've always been supportive. Now taking a step into India, that's clearly happening because we see a very long-term opportunity to build a significant presence around our brand and our partnership with Maxcure. So clearly very excited about that. So I'm sure you will be seeing us at many future press conferences telling you about more news. Thank you.